to the Grand Cathedral.
I'm out of ideas.
All right then.
What should I do?
So
Hey, listen.
foolish it arouses great.
You there?
Can we talk? Hey, listen.
You there?
Can we talk? Hey, listen.
So foolish it arouses great. All right then.
What should I do? What's going on?
Are you having a laugh?
Who'll take the crown now?
Hello there.
Maria, Maria.
Huh? Why?
Everyone was worried about you.
Sorry. Papa hasn't come home. One time he came here to get me, but I pray.
Maria.
Miss Fabienne says Papa can't come home anymore, but I know Papa's gone away. It's the loneliest it's ever been. But if it gets any lonelier, I don't know if I can do it.
I'm sorry.
Why does everyone always leave? Mum was sick. The king and prince are gone. And now, is it my fault? I really did my best to be a good girl, but...
It's our fault.
What? You?
Listen to me, all right? Your father, we were with him, but
I remember Papa saying something like that. He said a really bad man might be our king. Is that part of it?
It'll work out somehow.
I hope the next king is as nice as you.
I think I understand the king's intentions now. Maybe he wanted a world where the crown goes to one who acts like a king.
You may be right, but much as we wish it, this is not a fight that might be ended through words alone.
Even so, we have to try.
Maria, you're safe!
I'm sorry for leaving.
No, it's all right.
Miss Fabienne, I'm hungry.
Maria. Yes, that's right. Thank you for...
It looks like she's worked things.
She's a strong girl.
But we've more troubles ahead. How now do we resolve...
If Luis is the curse's caster, we've got to kill him to dispel it.
I wish I could report back, but the prince is still asleep, and we're losing time. I don't think going back to the village is an option.
We cannot lose faith yet. There must be some further course we can pursue.
Well, there's the church's announcement. I expect they're trying to stop a wave of rival candidates from flooding the standings. I doubt the church would accept this popularity contest if they didn't already have a plan to game it.
True enough. I can only wonder at their aims. For
Late at night.
Sorry, did I... Laying here. I always... Just thinking in circles again. Not good, is it?
Let's think about it together.
Keeping me company, are you? You really... That book? Is that the Feels like months ago now that I spotted you buried in it on the carriage ride to the fort.
Wanna read it?
If you don't mind. Oh, interesting. It's written through the lens of a In this world, there is no blood-stained contest for sovereignty.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
one cannot put a sovereign to the sword to seize power. Such an act would be met with scorn. Taking power or wealth by force is seen as the most shameful. Couldn't be further from reality, could it? With a kingslayer on the brink of seizing the throne, and this idea of competing for public support. Here it sounds so commonplace, but the idea's thrown us all into chaos. Perhaps I'm overthinking, but it sounds almost like the aim of the king's magic. You suppose there's some common inspiration? Still, I don't imagine this would turn out well in the real world. In public opinion, tribal perspective always divides us. Besides, does a decision made by the people guarantee it's right? Tribals take us Clamars, for example. It can be hard for us to see outside the bubble of we're the majority, and the tribe of the royal bloodline besides. That privilege can make us insensitive. A problem with no easy solution. Lofty words. I can hardly come to terms with my own ideals. Still, I've been so fixated on killing Luis, but maybe we could look into whether that's really the only way to lift the Wait, how long have you been asleep?
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Ladies and gents, have you heard the news? To choose our new ruler, we're going to give all of you a chance to and we, our aspirants, will set out on a grand tour of the 3 allied nations' capitals. Taking part, first, we have the Exhibition of the Brave. Slay a monster plaguing our fair people and bring its head to Oceania's capital in time. Official word is, this event's open to all. So what do you
Stroll? Why call us so early in the morning? What is that journal?
I had Fabienne bring it up. Something occurred to me, so I asked her to go through Grius' personal effect.
Hey, looks like he was investigating the cursed...
There's a note here. Given the spell's complexity, it must have required a scribed formula.
You mean to suggest Luis possesses a written composition of the curse somewhere?
Yes! I'd wager, even if we can't kill Luis, we might still have a shot at breaking...
But that attack took place years ago, didn't it? This curse's formula could be...
We have little choice but to hope it's not. I'm not saying it would be easy, and the real trick will be finding it.
That reminds me. A crier for the church was handing...
A flyer for the Tournament for the Throne. This... An interesting gamble for those politicians. But saying it's being organized by the state.
You think Forden's looking to fix the competition in his favor?
In the interest of fairness, remember? If he wins a fair race, he gets legitimized, and Luis gets put on the back foot.
That bodes ill. Those with existing support could easily solidify their claim, even should His Highness wake.
If we don't hurry and find a way to get close to Luis, we're sunk.
Let's enter this tournament for...
Huh? Hey, besides, the prince isn't exactly in a position to...
Wait! It sounds crazy. This could be just the excuse we need to get close. He doesn't care about your tribe so long as you prove capable, yes? That's what Zorba was saying. Which means, even though the world looks down on you as an elder, having the power to kill humans puts you in his good grace.
You're going to make him a candidate for the throne?
If all we need to do is get Luis's attention, then that's sure to get the job done. If we're lucky, he might even try to recruit us.
I see. An undercover operation, is it? Quite a gambit. But it may well be our best chance at finding this formula.
Just hold on a second. Getting Luis's attention is all well and good. But remember...
What do you think? Having heard all this, do you want to enter the running?
No point fighting with...
Your courage is admirable.
Right. In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't... No matter who someone is, they deserve a fair country.
Yes.
Sheesh. So much for being a guide.
Your resolve has marked you a fine fit for the role. I have trusted you with my life before.
Good heavens. Haven't you put your... Listen to me. I don't want you going down the same path he did. Are you really this set on running off again? I see. I'll be cheering for you in this mess of a competition.
What's the...
It's a big, grand race to see who will be the next king.
So you're going to try and become king? Wow! Then
You have your first...
Suppose you'll have to actually try for the throne now, eh? Your Majesty.
That was the plan from the start.
That...
Well, if we want Luis to notice you, we'll have to make quite a stir among the people. Maybe...
Does that mean you're not coming back?
No, we'll be back.
I don't like when it gets...
Maria.
But I'll be cheering for you. I hope you win the race. You'd be a good king.
We'll see each other again.
You better not forget.
Now, we'd best get registration out of the way, but we'll need some legs for the journey.
Judging by this specified deadline, we are unlikely to reach the Principality of Oceana's capital in time on foot.
I bet all these fancy nobles have their own...
A carriage might save our chances. Perhaps we split up for now. I'll leave you two to the registration. They should be taking entrance at the...
This should be the place.
Excuse us, we're looking to join the tournament.
Hey? Bit young, ain't ya? And who's the kid? He with you?
I'm the one entering.
You?
I've not heard of any age restrictions.
Well, I'd not have thought it, but you're an elder, ain't ya? And you want to be king. Well, the novelty of it might win you some luck.
Could you just do your job, please?
Ah. And hell, weren't you in that pack of recruits that went off to the northern fort? What? We got a desert?
No, they said he'd just dragged the company down, so they left him at the capital. He, got on the captain's bad.
Could swear I've seen you. Well, hardly matters with no captain to verify it with.
Exactly.
Go on, then. You can represent the lesser tribes on Aberdeen. And, obviously, you're gonna need a carriage. You're obligated to attend the opening ceremony tomorrow. It'll be at the plaza.
We'll have to hope Hulkenberg can find us a carriage.
As for us, I expect we should see about finding a monster to slay. If it's not impressive enough,
Some postings over there. There should be...
looks like everyone else had the same idea.
One of these bounties is bound to make me stand out. But
Hang on! There's nothing but small time.
Are you lot here for this tournament then? Bit slow, I'm afraid. Most of my worthiest monster bills have already been snapped up by a...
How about requests on anything aside from monsters? Bounties include criminals too, right?
I suppose I've got one of those.
Ugh, he's horrible. Heisme, a villainous kidnapper. Looks like the...
This might just be perfect.
Whoa. You have any idea who that is? That man's an elite. An ex-royal knight, they say. He'd make short work of a scrawny little urchin. Besides, didn't you hear what it is that...
Oh, of course. It's about whoever can bring in the biggest
exactly.
monster head, right?
If you imbeciles can't even get that straight, you've no chance at winning. They want kingly types.
Stuck-up little...
He was right about the rules, though.
Don't worry.
We're supposed to get a monster's head. So why are you going for a criminal? Any idea what he's up to?
Maybe he just wants to stop the crime.
We've got more important things.
Don't worry. I'll
As long as you can convince Hulk.
Ho there! Are you really taking the bounty on Heisme? You three must be heaven sent. Your pardon, gentlemen. I'm Barton, a guard captain for Martira, a town to the south. The bounty on Heisme is up at my behest.
A guard captain? This fellow's...
We can't afford lenience. On top of his past crimes, Heisme has stooped to abducting our wee ones. If our city becomes known...
But he's just a lone kidnapper.
That's the trouble. He makes his hideout somewhere too dangerous for our soldiers to tread. Deep in the territory of... We've no idea how he
I see.
I'd no choice. A pitiful sight, isn't it? A soldier who can't protect his home, whether by strength...
We just want to help you.
You only cast away your honor in the name of protection. Nothing pitiful in that. Swallow your pride no more, man.
Thanks to you. Closure. Thank you all. In that case, we shall meet in Martira, the old castle town.
Well, no backing out of this now.
Way I see it, if we want to make a big impact this late, it's going to take some creativity. Besides, this is apparently a knight-turned-kidnapper. The man can't be allowed to go on. What would His Royal Highness do?
I guess that's fair.
I'll convince Hulkenberg. Somehow.
Accepting the contract. On Heisme.
Oi, oi!
No, thank you.
Hey!
Let's focus.
Let's call it.
No registration issues, I trust?
No, indeed. And we've...
Fine work.
Stroll.
See? She's convinced. Don't worry about it. I'll prepare a map of the surrounding areas as well. But never mind that.
Well, how best to put it? The vessel...
You don't...
no, I'm certain.
Well, under the circumstances, I'll take what we can get. And setting that up in a day. Not so bad.
You needn't speak. Though 'tis only my bond of service. We will shortly be seeking Luis.
Still, you didn't hesitate to...
It was not an abrupt part. Those who refused the church.
Sounds like you've been through a lot too.
Well, in any case, we can focus on our bounty contract now. Let's make sure we get some proper
rest tonight. I'm sultan.
Let's rest.
So jag chattar med Mike Villar.
Fancy a bit of him? Just between us. Overly night.
Good night.
Late night.
Can I come in?
Want to read some more?
Not today. You're all leaving tomorrow. I'll be cheering for you. Oh no. I promised Miss Fabian I wouldn't cry.
It's all right.
Papa was trying to stop a bad man, and that's what you're all doing too. Please come back home safe. I'll be waiting here as long as it takes.
It's a promise.
All right. The next time I see you again.
This one's important.
I never got a chance to say this to Papa.
Captain, may I?
Good night.
I was hoping for a chance to speak. Since our meeting, I've done nothing but impose on you. Now, you risk your very life for this cause. It pains me to see. When I think of how this may yet save His Highness, I lose sight of all else. Such disregard ill becomes me.
You truly are devoted to...
I suppose I am at that. A guiding oath of 12 years is not... But that book, we met once before, on a carriage bound for the capital. Do you recall?
Now that you mention...
My apologies. I thought... Oh, so, 'tis a novel envisioning an ideal world. Ah, you needn't worry. I've sometimes wondered why such books were forbidden. Rumors say the Sanctists are... Yet I wonder, how could a simple book have possibly stunned them so? So, it is a fiction written as if a person... This chapter seems to concern the system by which the nation's leader is decided.
Exactly.
In this country, one cannot become even a statesman, much less those who aspire to state. Should they earn title but break their word? In this way, it is the people, quite the opposite of our own country. Had our lands embraced such accountability? No. As a knight, 'tis not my place to say. I must clear my head of these fantasies. In the end, clinging to a dream will do me no good. Oh, I suppose it takes power to walk the... My dearest dream. 'Tis to save him.
And you shall.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Oh.
Judah!
Lady Juna!
Lady Juna. Who is that? The first appearance of the Lady Juna. Huh? She's a new figure in the story.
Far away sky, blue and clear.
Even I'm feeling the heat. Well, I suppose it's time to fan the flames. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all to the inauguration of
The Tournament
for the
of
Throne! For the first time, the crown is anyone's to claim, as long as the aspirants can complete 3 grueling challenges.
Wow, a Sanctus Crier! He's perfect for this!
Let's discuss the venues. We kick off in the west, in the Pearl of the Coast, the Principality of Oceania's harbour city capital, Port Brilehaven. There, they face their first challenge, the Exhibition of the Brave. Each contender must bring back the head of a monster, a mark of their prowess and courage. Next, our would-be monarchs head east. Upon the misty peaks, we arrive in the Principality of Montario's beautiful city of faith, Altaberry Heights. And finally, our heroes make their well-deserved return home to Grand Trad. But first, let's do introductions. It's time to meet those risking their lives for the crown. Closest to the throne, I know him, you know him. It's Sanctism's one and only 78th Sanctifex, His Eminence, Forden! Victory to Sanctifex Forden!
I claim no great ambition, nor any heated calls to action. All I wish is to restore order for our people and to safeguard our land from the threats beyond.
Exactly.
This chaos we face is but one of God's many trials. Let us restore our kingdom's glory together!
Moving right along, we come next to His Eminence's champion, the very spear in his hand, the warrior monk captain of the Crown Theocracy, Master Giddo!
I come before you only in loyal service of His Eminence. I relinquish the throne to him gladly. But those who would seize the crown by force, I will teach you to fear God and to fear me!
So much for this being a fair competition. How many horses do the Sanctus have in this race? Still, it's not over by far. The Luis supporters won't take this lying down.
What cowardice, Crier! Where's Count Louise?
Right, all right, settle down. At this time, I can report that Count Luis has not applied to enter the tournament.
What? He's not even entering?
Then what becomes of us? Our entire purpose in this race was to get closer to him.
Don't worry. He's definitely paying attention. He's only in second as it is, so we can't afford to ignore this whole production. Sit tight. I'm sure he'll make a move soon.
All right, all right. For those Count Luis supporters, you might want to meet our next entrant. A rising socialite, a man of ambition, godless and fearless, the brash young warrior serving Count Luis, Gladel, the Black Hound.
Gladel, the Black Hound.
Him? So he was one of Luis's men.
The fallen king embraced Sanctism and all its holy tenets, and for what? He was nothing before Lord Luis. Look to the sky all you wish. No god can save you! What our country needs is power!
Yes.
Well, it's not quite all the contenders, but let's get on with the introductions. The great liberal merchant, it's Roger Ward. By war, by conquest, by right, it's Rudolph Kraus. In it more for the gauntlet runners than the throne, it's Lena Caden. Sure to be popular by pledging free drinks for life, it's Loveless O'Shea. Uplifting the beautiful and deposing the hideous, it's Maurizio.
Wow. If we lose this, I think the country has some even bigger problems.
Now, I do believe we have one final candidate. Do we have an Elden boy present? Come on, let's see a face.
What? An elder? Disgraceful. Is this the only way you could think to distinguish yourself?
By the way, the ride you applied with still hasn't arrived. And if it doesn't show up by the time the noon bell rings, you're disqualified. All right?
Hey! What's going on?
That nitwit! What is he doing?
So, contestants, are you ready?
What? Blast, I say! Wait! Found your behave!
A land runner?
It's quick! Wait, it's headed right for the... It'll crash!
Whoa!
What the heck is that?
That's a land runner.
So much for a first impression.
What hell? Isn't he a marvel, chums?
You don't! You nearly brought down the cathedral! Have a care, you fool. It was bad enough when Luis did it the first time. That feckless, shameless old fool.
Not bad, kid. Guess you've got some interesting tricks up your sleeve after all.
Right! I'd call that a full roster. Ladies and gentlemen, race across the land. Go! Prove yourself worthy and earn your crown. For the people, for the throne. Let the games begin!
We must take to the road.
Come on, come on!
Wow.
So fast! Gotta hold on to something or I'll get blown up!
It's incredible!
Ended up standing out more than I've gained a lot of interest, but I only considered this part of my mission to aid the prince.
Just a sec!
Can you hear me?
Let's see.
You're asked to go to the space Martira old Mr.
Hold on.
Oh, I smell trouble. Oh,
Hold on.
Let's see here.
This place here.
Wow!
Oh.
Spectacular!
This is amazing! I don't know a thing about gauntlet runners, but even I can tell this is a hell of a I can hardly believe she's ours to drive.
You're telling me, lad? Feels like ages since I've been out on the...
So this is what you used to talk with the driver? Look, old fellow, are you really on our side? You really...
Money? Fuck! What I want is a little gusto. What do you think, lad? Isn't this a...
It is at that.
That's the ticket.
brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've a good head on your shoulders, boy. Yeah. Where to, ladies? The world is...
You certainly are a
Hey, Hulkenberg!
That man is Neurus. An Ishkia, if 'twas not obvious from the wings. And despite everything, he was heir to a noble house and personal machinist for the what?
What?
He's a master engineer, of course, positively peerless. But Neurus? Even if... As always. To business, then.
No new commission.
It is not a new one I require. Before His Highness... Without a formal owner, I reasoned that it must now lie unused.
Pish and tosh, woman. She is for royal use.
'Tis an unreasonable request, I know. But I'd not be asking without a... 'Twas specially made for His Highness, yes? Not a word?
I've deadlines.
You've been acting stranger than...
Whoa!
Good God. Is this the very craft commissioned for His Highness? Even knowing His Highness was gone. However, for a craft meant for the royal family, it is rather... Did you really build this vehicle exactly to that? You can't...
Well, at first, certainly. I followed the blueprints exactly. But then his masterpiece like her, collecting dust in... I'm working toward a dream.
You lowly, brazen court engineer, butchering His Highness's inheritance for a hobby! For this mania! You embezzled the royal treasury and
Mercy!
Look, this runner... Then I suggest you cooperate. For both our sakes. Finish your tape.
Eh? What's all this now?
'Tis no scheme. I would use it
for His Highness. Hold a tick. Haven't you been looking for him? And now you want a... That's it?
'Twas His Highness who gave you refuge while you were only a heretical scholar condemned by the Sanctists.
Understood.
Let's go to Martira.
Is that enough? Can this old duck really handle an undercover operation?
I know what you're thinking, but 'tis at least...
Pish and tosh, boy. A little faith.
I think.
How encouraging.
All I want is to push this runner as far and as...
I don't know about this, but I guess we'll just have to trust him. What do you think?
I think we can count on him.
If you're sure, I suppose.
Either way, he knows the prince is alive.
You lot can handle the fighting, and I'll handle all the...
This guy's got no filter.
So, summing up. Our first trial is to slay a monster. We take its head as proof, then get it to the goal line before the deadline. The bigger... Our destination is Port Brylehaven, the capital of the Western Principality of Oceania. It'd be a trek on foot, but this gauntlet runner should make it a snap.
So getting the bounty's head is our next move. And our target is...
a criminal.
Don't worry, everyone's going to show up with monsters.
But to deliberately violate... Then again, what do you think of this plan?
I think it's a perfect...
Makes sense, doesn't it? The bounty's Heismate, an ex-knight. I realize that's a little close to home, Hulkenberg, so if you...
No. His title... Then again, our true aim is beyond the ambition. Our fate rests in this...
Thank you.
Righto. Then our course is set. Feel free to use anything in the Gauntlet Runner. Even got a...
Good to know. We can always look...
Yes.
Well, I'm a tinkerer and not much else. All my fighting am's in it, after all. So, if you need anything besides a steady hand...
He's...
The eccentric old man. The gauntlet runs nurturing the long generation.
Oh, yeah?
All right, then.
This?
Hello?
Belongs from the rest of the pepperonians.
Now, where was I?
Oh. You'll come again.
Come on! Got it.
Max HP.
Okay?